Hey guys, welcome to the AHL Hearing Aids All-Star Divisional Team announcements. With me today, I also have, as per usual, Mr. Dan Hutton, the GM of the Milwaukee Admirals, and I myself, the Young Buck, the GM of the Utica Comets. So today, what we're going to be doing right away, I'm going to ask Dan a couple questions about the All-Star game and what he thinks the format is going to look like a little more, and some controversy that we've had in the last couple of days in the forums. And then we're going to go straight into quick announcements of the teams. All these players have already been informed by the team GMs, so they do know that they're playing, and the GMs for each division already have substitute players if necessary. So Dan, you think it's going to go well so far?
I do. I've been talking to a few of the players that have been selected, and they seem to be down for the games. They don't care that it's Black Friday or the day after Thanksgiving. They're excited to play, and they thought it was a great idea, and they wanted me to pass that along to you for good work, man.
Awesome. So yeah, back onto the Thanksgiving and Black Friday thing. It's been a controversy a little bit in the forums right now. Uh, How do you see that advancing for next season or in future seasons where it's in the season where Thanksgiving falls?
Well, see, there's a few things that definitely we could look at changing next season if we do end up doing it again, or whoever does do it, we can give them some pointers or some ideas. I really don't see any problem with having it this weekend because it's a Friday night. It's 9:30 and 10:30. It's two games. People are usually on late night show if they're not going out drinking. It's not a big deal. So maybe next year to save face, you just don't have it on the weekend, so all the crybabies can leave them alone and they can just do their thing.
That's a good call because I know a couple guys are really pissed off that it's on Thanksgiving weekend and that people don't have time for it because it's Thanksgiving and nobody cares because it's an AHL All-Star game, but it is a Friday. People sign up for Friday Night Puck all the time, so if people can sign up for Friday Night Puck, I'm sure they can sign up for an All-Star game if it's that time, right?
Notice that none of those players that were bitching to us made an all-star team. Hmm. Who knows, right?
Exactly, but I don't know. Maybe they're playing for the award, or maybe they actually just want to play because it's for fun. And there is, like I said, I haven't talked to Pivot about it yet, but he is still looking to make a all management team to play the winning division. So, hey, all
Yeah,
management.
I heard he was getting me and Dunks, and we were just gonna play twos against the winners. We were just gonna wreck shop. Heard you were gonna be
Oh
in net
snap!
too.
I thought Nightmare was going to be in net because he wanted to smack his Pacific division if they won. But
That would be pretty neat. That'd be a
all
pretty
right,
cool idea.
all right. So we're gonna move on right off the bat. We're gonna go over to the Eastern Atlantic Division nominations. This was the GM of the Hartford Wolfpack who made this team. This is John X27. We're gonna go right into our left wing pick. On left wing, from the Hartford Wolfpack, we have Kinklater 10. So good job, Kinklater. You're gonna be representing your division for and Hartford as left wing for the Eastern Atlantic Division. Moving on to center from the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins, we have the one, the only Hockeytown hero. So
Yes.
surprise, surprise, Hockeytown got picked to go as the setter for the Eastern Atlantic Division. It's a great pick by John. He has been playing very well this season. I think he could be getting carried. But again, great job for Hockeytown, and hope you represent the Eastern Atlantic very well. Moving on to the right wing for the Eastern Atlantic Division, we have Kiro from the Bridgeport Sound Tigers. Hero has moved around a bit this season, and he's still at the top of the leaderboards. Now that he's on Bridgeport, it's only fitting that he represents one of the shittiest teams in the division by being one of the top players. Moving on to left defense, we have XXX Legend 716 XXX from the Providence Bruins. Don't know much about this defenseman. Dan, do you want to have any insight on him?
I've played against him a few times actually. He's a pretty good guy for sure. Definitely not conable, so that's a positive.
So it looks like Providence and Bridgeport, two of the bottom teams in the Eastern Atlantic, already have players. So does that mean we're going to see a Hershey no-show? We'll see. On right D, from the Hershey Bears, we have Daddy Rides Bikes. He previously played on Dan Hutton's team in Milwaukee, and now he's over on Hershey. Very strong right defense. So hopefully that bolsters John's team just a little bit. And
Hey, he's making me proud. That's my draft pick right there. That was my boy. Good job, Ian. Good job, buddy. I know you're going to be listening.
And then finally, in goaltending, we have from the Lehigh Valley Phantoms, we have Leprechaun 205. He's probably one of the most solid goalies in the league right now. Of course, from the solid duo that they have over in Lehigh Valley, as it is with the manager. So it's no surprise that Leprechaun was going to be getting in as the goalie from Lehigh. So that wraps up the Eastern Atlantic Division. Again, we have Kinklater from Hartford. We have Hockeytown Hero from Wilkes-Barre. We have Kiro from Bridgeport. We have Legend from Providence. We have Daddy Rides Bikes from Hershey. We have Leprechaun from Lehigh Valley. And if one of these players no-shows, that means Springfield Thunder. Guys, you will have one of your representatives over there.
It's a pretty solid team, personally. I think John did a really good job of picking those guys. I would watch. This might be one of my favorites going into it, but all four of these teams look stacked, so it'll be hard to see who wins. It'll be fun.
Definitely. So before we move on to announcing the Western Central Division, we have a message from the GM of the Cleveland Monsters. This is Wags. He's also the GM of the Western Central Division. So Wags says it's very difficult having position lock on and having to only pick one player from each team. But after weighing his options and who is most deserving compared to fielding a competitive team, this is what he's going with. People might be disappointed and probably angry, but some decisions and positions are stronger than others. I used a combination of points, plus minus, record, and position rank as my main contributing factors for my selections. So first, we have from the Cleveland Monsters on left wing, we have Kerm. So Kerm, no surprise there. He's a very strong forward and just picked up over at the last week for the Made of 21 Faces trade. So very strong left wing pick there for Wags. Off the center, we have from the Chicago Wolves, we have NHL JL 13. So NHL JL, again, he's another strong forward that will be representing his team. Already the Western Central looks stacked just with those two forwards in front.
They actually played together on Springfield, actually, so maybe some chemistry working out there.
That's even better for them.
Yeah.
Moving on, we have the leading scorer on right wing. We have from the Charlotte Checkers, we have Chris Beezer. So the AHL leading scorer is also on this line. So that's a powerhouse of three top forwards in the league. Look out every other team. So that's all I can really say about that. Moving on to left defense. From the Rockford Ice Hogs, we have Jay Diggs. I don't know much about him, so Dan can talk about him a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not overly familiar. I played against him the one time. He looked pretty good. Obviously, this is a good chance for him to show people who he is, make a name for himself. So, congratulations for making the All-Star game, and his D partner to the right, I think it will give him a good helping hand.
So, speaking of the D partner to the right, from the Milwaukee Admirals, we have Delosh. So Delosh is going to be the representing from Milwaukee. You want to talk about your player there for a bit?
Very, very, very deserving guy. He's a great buddy of mine. Congratulations, Dylan. I don't know if you'll be watching this. I don't even think you know how to get onto the site because I know you don't sign up for games. I wish you nothing but the best of luck. Thank you for all your contributions to Milwaukee this season. We wouldn't be anywhere close to the top without you, buddy. So I'm glad I could see you in the All-Star game.
All right, moving on to goaltender. We have from the Manitoba Moose, we have Diddy Boy Com. So yeah, that is another solid goalie. He's having a great season right now. Anything you want to talk about Diddy? Because he's in your division and he's one of the top players in the league right now.
He's definitely pretty solid. He played against I think it was my top line actually a few weeks back, and he kept them down to 2 goals. I think something like that. So he had a really stellar game. I know that for sure. I've played against him various times in club, or whenever I've went up against Pocket Ambient in club, he's always been in there in net. He's a good goalie. He really complements the rest of that team. They're definitely stacked. Absolutely. I think this is everyone's favorite going into it. Definitely.
Yeah, Wags definitely put up a very strong team. So again, just to reiterate, we have from Cleveland, we have Kerm on left wing. On center from Chicago, we have NHL JL. On right wing from Charlotte, we have Chris Beezer. On left D from Rockford, we have Jay Diggs. On right D from Milwaukee, we have Delosh. In net, we have from Manitoba, we have Diddy Boy Kong. So the teams that were not represented were Iowa and Grand Rapids. Iowa did not put forth any nominations for the All-Star Games, so if there's any spares for this All-Star Game, Grand Rapids will be the first team picked. Moving on to our Western Pacific. This was Nightmare's team. So Nightmare, the GM of the San Antonio Rampage, is the Western Pacific divisional team GM. Going right off the bat, what do you think from you knowing the roster? Do you think this team has got any chance?
Looking at this, am I comparing them to the other ones, sort of a thing?
Yeah.
All right. I think Nightmare did a good job. He's got some good pieces to pick from over there. Looking at the 6 that were chosen, he's definitely got a deadly D pair and goaltending, so that I think will help this team out greatly.
I 100% agree with that. Let's move and see who he actually has picked. So first, on left wing, from the Tucson Roadrunners, we have Ghosty EX. So this is Viva's left wing. He's his top left wing. So Ghosty EX is representing Tucson. On to center, from the Stockton Heat, we have Coots L14L. So this is one of their top players as well. He plays with Slim and Sakic or Slim and McFlurry normally. So again, great pick by Stockton and great pick by Nightmare for there. On to our right wing, from Ontario, we have BL22L. I played with B in previous seasons. He is a machine at this game. He's got some crazy thumbs. Do you want to add any on to B since you might know a little more too?
Just glad he's not in my division. Kind of makes it a little bit better, but definitely one of Ontario's best players, if not the best one behind Sir Batten there. So glad to see him make the All-Star game. Definitely good choice by Nightmare.
Yeah, definitely good choice. Moving on to our left defense. From the San Diego Gulls, we have B-Dub718. I don't know much about him. I played him tonight. He shut down Utica.
Not too hard.
It really isn't the week that we had. But B-Dub, good job representing San Diego, and good luck representing the Western Pacific Division in the All-Star Game on Friday. Moving on to the right defense. From San Antonio Rampage, we have the Costa L88L. This is one of Nightmare's actual, I think it's his top right defenseman on his team itself. So it makes sense to throw him in the All-Star game as the right defense representing San Antonio. Can't talk. Moving on to goaltending. From the San Jose Barracuda, we have Sin Peacekeeping. Very, very solid goaltender, despite being on a very, very bad team. Again, it just shows that just because you're on a bad team doesn't mean you don't have top players. And Sin is probably one of the top goalies in the AHL, despite being on a bad team and not having the greatest stats. Anything you want to add on this team here?
When he was a random vet, so he was or a random amateur, one of the two. He was assigned to them, random assignment, and he came in and went 6-0 in his first week. That was the week that San Jose, I think they went 7-1-1. We gave them their only loss that week. I played my top line, and he shut them down pretty hard. He only let in like 2 goals, but our goalie only let in 1. So I think this guy will do great in the All-Star game. He definitely deserves it for putting up some good stats on a pretty shitty team this year. So congratulations, Sin Peacekeeping.
Yeah, definitely. So just again to reiterate, for the Western Pacific Division run by Nightmare, on left wing we have Ghost EX from Tucson. On center, we have Coos L14 from Stockton. On right wing, we have BL22L from Ontario. On left D, we have BW718 from San Diego. On right D, we have Costa L88 from San Antonio. And in net, we have Sin Peacekeeping from San Jose. Bakersfield did not present any nominations, so I'm sorry for Bakersfield players. You do have some very top players as well, and I'm sorry that your GM did not nominate anyone in time. So that means that who's this eighth team? Texas. Texas does not have any representatives, so if there is any spares or ECUs needed, Texas will be this team to see for the All-Star game.
I wonder why Nightmare didn't pick any Texas players. Maybe because they're challenging for number one. Who knows? Maybe it's a little shot at them. It's kind of nice to see.
It's also nice to see that he doesn't have any of the elites playing in the All-Star game.
Very true. That was very nice of you, Nightmare. Thank you.
And last but not least, we're moving on to my division, the Utica's division, the Eastern North. This division is run by Binghamton's GM, V. Frostic. Give us a little insider info on V. Frostic.
Yeah, he's a good guy. This was a guy that I was definitely pushing for to be a GM in the All-Star game. He's really underrated GM. He's a really good player too. A lot of the time when you see a GM, they're not always the best player. Did I just lag out?
Exhibit A.
Did I just lag out?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. My computer's acting all weird. Where was I? Sorry. I was talking about the GM of
Binghamton.
Frosted. Yeah. He's a good player. He's having a great season too. If he wasn't a GM, he definitely would have made the All-Star game for sure. Smart guy. He built a pretty good team for sure. He had a good goalie tandem. I know Darcy got called up, so that kind of sucked, but we do live and breathe for the NHL. So forward-wise, his team is totally stacked. Looking at the team that he came out with in this All-Star, the one that he designed, it's definitely forward-heavy for sure. I think this one will be able to score some goals, 100%.
Personally, it's my division. I think it's the favorite to win it, even though, I have a feeling this is my favorite to win it. Frostic put together a really very strong team, so we're gonna go right into it. On left wing, from the St. John's Ice Caps, we have It's King JD, one of the top scorers in the league. He has been absolutely phenomenal all season. I think we just lost Dan. But while he's disconnected, I'll just keep going. King JD, definitely one of the top players in the league right now, carrying St. John's to the first in the Eastern North. So that was a very, very strong pick by Frostic to have JD on left wing. On center, from the Albany Devils, we have X Crosby XL87L. So Crosby is one of Albany's top players, although Albany isn't doing very well themselves this season. So for Albany to be represented by this player, that's a very, very strong thing, figuring their two top players in Albany are normally their management. Next, moving on to right wing, we have Cadillac Eldo from the Binghamton Senators. This is one of Frostic's line mates, I'm pretty sure. Cadillac is a very strong player as well. He is keeping up in points with Frostic, so a good pick for Frostic, and I think it was smart to put his line mate up on the line since he can represent himself.
He's second in goals at as the time we're talking and making this podcast here. So.
Wow. And then here comes the heavy part of the team, the strong part. Moving on to left defense, from the Syracuse Crunch, we have Livid Penguin 924. Livid is a shutdown D-man, also capable of putting up the points as well if needed. So very, very strong pick and very good pick for the left defense of the Eastern North Division. Moving on to right D, from the Rochester Americans, we have Blizdon. I don't know anything about Blizdon. Dan does, so let him talk about him.
Pretty good D-man. Not 100% sure what his name is. You know, I'm not don't know him too well. I played against him. Obviously, he's pretty good. Pretty sure he's a Pro Series D-man if my memory is correct on that. Obviously, having a great year for Rochester, so good for him. Bacon Bake and Navi and Shizo got a beauty over there. So congratulations, Bliston.
And finally, moving on to the goaltending situation for the Eastern North. Unfortunately, it does not come from Utica. It's coming from Toronto. It is Smelly Kickbutt. He is carrying Toronto since Wojo got traded. So Smelly has been rocking it over in Toronto, helping them keep them in games, help them win games. He's stealing like the show over there. So, do you know a little bit about him too? Oh, and I didn't even realize he liked out.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with my internet right now. I'm sorry.
You want to talk about Smelly Kickbutt a little bit?
Yeah, this guy's
games.
solid. Yeah, he's solid goalie. McFlurry was over on that team, and obviously me and McFlurry talk like every day, and he was just raving as much as this goalie's keeping Toronto in the playoff contention. He saved them a lot of games. He kind of made that decor look a little bit better than what I think it actually is. So good for him. He's obviously, I think he's number 2 in goals against and save percentage this year.
Wow.
Good for him. Yeah, he's behind Bishop, I think, of Milwaukee. Yeah, but congratulations to Smelly. Definitely deserves it. Great freaking goalie. That team, but that Frostic built right there is pretty solid. So I don't know who my favorite is out of the 4. I'm tempted to say my own division, but I'm not so sure. I think it's either gonna be I think it's gonna be that division right there that Frostic made. So I'm agreeing with Young Buck.
That division, like I said, Eastern North is extremely powerful defensively and in net, and they've got some really strong scores with Cadillac and JD. So Crosby will fit in just well right between the two of them. I know he likes to score, but he might have to be a pass first forward here.
Yeah, it'll be pretty interesting to see. That team is pretty lethal, and those guys have been around for a while. I don't know if Smelly Kickbutt's been around for a while, but the forwards and the D-men have been around, so some vet presence there.
So just to reiterate again, from St. John's, on left wing we have It's King JD. On center from Albany we have It's X Crosby XL87L. On right wing from Binghamton we have Cadillac Eldo. On left D from Syracuse we have Living Penguin 924. On right D from Rochester we have Bliston. In net from Toronto we have Smelly Kickbutt. And if by any chance that none of these players can make the All-Star game, the ECU or roster substitutions for that will be coming from my own team, the Utica Comets. So maybe I'm kind of hoping that someone shows to see how the Utica is competitive. But honestly, I don't care as long as the All-Star games do get played. We're currently looking for a 9:30 p.m. first game start time between the Western Central and Western Pacific divisions, and Eastern North and Eastern Atlantic, and with the finals and consolation game being at 10:30 Pacific, 10:30 p.m. Eastern time, on Friday night. So as for that, Dan, do you have anything to say before we head off?
Yeah, no, just the whole 2-game thing is a great idea. West versus West, East versus East. It's a good, nice competitive thing again. It's nice to see. I think this should go pretty well as long as all the players that have been confirmed to show up. Then I think it'll go swimmingly for sure. I think we'll be around to lend a hand for anyone that is trying to get a hold of players or whatever. We can try and help you out there.
Yep. So this message goes out to Nightmare, Frostic, John, and Wags. If you guys do need any support on Friday night, we'll be around for sure in a party, making sure that you guys are set up to get these games in, and then your players, obviously. And if you need anyone to contact or a list of players, again, we'll be there. We have all of the other team nominations. I'm sure you do as well since we sent it to you. Yeah, hopefully Friday night turns out well. To all my American friends out there and colleagues, happy Thanksgiving, and I hope you guys have a great night. Dan, off to you for final words.
Yeah, just for the future here, we're planning on doing another podcast. I think Friday night was good night, and we have some special guests. Hockeytown Hero and FTB Sauce will be joining us, so that'll be exciting. I know everyone will want to tune in and see what Hockeytown's talking about. So make sure you stay tuned for that. We'll be posting the link. I'm not too sure what time it's going to be at just yet. We're still going to figure out the logistics, but that'll be coming out Friday night, so be excited.
Yeah, so it'll be before the All-Star games or after them, just for the fact that Hockey Town actually has to play in them. So, well, it'll either be around 11 o'clock Eastern, or it'll be around probably 8 or 9 Eastern right before the All-Star games. So hopefully we'll see you guys on Friday night. And without further ado, congratulations again to all the All-Star players, and good luck to you guys in the games. I hope you guys do well. Go Eastern North. And we'll see you guys on Friday. Peace out, boys.